Wild Hearts is the new hunting game genre from Omega Force and Koei Tecmo, and it's here. Located in the fantastic land of Izuma, Wild Hearts Hotel brings the beauty and power of nature to every corner of its world, from the bamboo forests to the wild kimono. According to the game director, this striking aesthetic was made possible by the power of the PS5 and Xbox Series X, but it wasn't always planned that way. In an interview, we sat down with Omega Force co-director Kotaro Harada to discuss how the team brought Wild Hearts' world and creatures to life, as well as the challenges of creating Izuma with new hardware. As the PS4 and Xbox One begin to phase out in the coming years, fans will see fewer and fewer cross-generational titles, and Omega Force reveals how that decision was made. Unsurprisingly, the console version of the game is also available for PS4 and Xbox One before focusing entirely on PS5 and Xbox Series X. Wild Hearts was originally planned for PS4 and Xbox One. Wild Hearts is one of the first AAA titles to break away from last-gen consoles, launching exclusively on PS5, Xbox Series X, S and PC this year. But in our discussions, Omega Force revealed that it wasn't always necessary to focus solely on next-gen consoles. After consulting with EA early in the game, Omega Force and Koei Tecmo decided that it made sense to only develop next-gen consoles at that time. While the internal discussions surrounding the release of Wild Hearts on PS4 and Xbox One were brief, Omega Force gave us a glimpse into how the studios publishing games today are thinking about generational development as they approach the next generation of consoles. We originally assumed we would support Gen 8, like the PS4 and such, but I think it was with the advice of EA that they said, well, let's focus just on Gen 9, and so we made that decision quite early on in our development. The time we spent considering Gen 8 was actually quite short. Most of our time was spent just focusing on how we would work with Gen 9. In the 2 years since the release of the PS5 and Xbox Series X, both consoles have had very few next-gen exclusives. There are several factors that contribute to this, but with EA only releasing its latest Dead Space remake on next-gen consoles and PC, it looks like 2023 is the year for publishers to embrace next-gen hardware, and that decision was long overdue. In some other cases, there could be a version of Wild Hearts on PS4 and Xbox One without EA's intervention, but Omega Force believes that the effort to focus on PS5 and Xbox Series X, is to improve development performance. Camera vision for Wild Hearts. Wild Hearts harnesses the power of next-generation consoles to create an immersive experience. With Omega Force in full swing on the PS5 and Xbox Series X, the developers were quick to mention how those consoles could bring their vision for the world of Wild Hearts to life. The theme of Wild Hearts is to create awe and terror of nature in everything from the kimono monsters to the ground the player walks across. Omega Force says that these themes and graphics certainly wouldn't be as impressive if they weren't using next-generation hardware. However, Omega Force has to ask itself some questions as it works to bring Wild Hearts to life, and the changes that come with working with PS5 and Xbox Series X. One of the biggest changes that come with Gen 9 is in global illumination and how you could actually portray the environment and create a world where players want to remain in and stay immersed. It's possible because of the fact that we can really create a realistic environment. And for us, the whole portrayal of nature was extremely important. I think we were able to bring out the beauty of nature thanks to the tech of Gen 9, so that was a big part of it. Also, we had worked on combining various objects with nature, and that's how the kimono were born. It was a combination of nature and looking onto the field as well. When you do that, there's a lot more information that is really suddenly there available to you. And that's something that I think that we could only express because of the Gen 9 technology. The new generation of consoles is always an exciting time as graphical and technological capabilities reach new heights. In this case, Hearts of the Wild has a lot to prove as one of the first purely next-gen titles. However, it's clear that the game's graphics prioritize immersion, and how it works with the PS5 and Xbox Series X showcase the gaming theme. Shiny ray-traced highlights, precise shadows and polygon counting will always be eye-catching. But the team at Wild Hearts took a different approach with the new hardware. Omega Force on PS5 and Xbox Series X brings Wild Hearts' rich themes of man versus animal and nature to life, creating a world that the team hopes will keep players hooked for hours. Wild Hearts is coming to PC, PS5 and Xbox Series X on February 16th. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and support my channel.